I will teach you the strategically lazy way to boost your IQ. Most people will never tell you this, but you can become more intelligent all without burning yourself out. In fact, doing the exact opposite of traditional methods might be your new secret weapon. You've probably started to realize that they actually want you to believe your intelligence is fixed or hereditary. They want you to think that you are born with a certain IQ. But that's a total lie. And it's a convenient lie designed to keep you from unlocking your true potential. The reason you're not winning in life or not thinking at a higher level isn't because you lack intelligence. It's because you're actively suppressing it, oftentimes without even knowing you are. You're likely making one fatal mistake right now that's sabotaging your ability to absorb information and think clearly. The thing is, it's not about how much you read or how many classes you take. It's about a fundamental flaw in how you process the world. And you'll never succeed in raising your IQ if you keep this bad habit. So today, I'm going to give you a simple, actionable, but week-long plan to start reclaiming your intellectual horsepower. We're talking about a method that focuses on fundamental building blocks and not fleeting hacks. This advice cost me years of trial and error, but I'm giving it to you for free with the final tip at the end. But first, my quick background. I've been fortunate enough to build a company that has done over $100 million in revenue. And I use the methods I'm discussing in this video to invest early in SpaceX and then in Palantir before it IPO'd. I did this while building as a serial entrepreneur in 3 disparate industries. And I had the foresight to back the company behind the second largest stablecoin globally at the time of this video. Now, in the fields I operate in, being genius is a commodity. Everybody is smart. You don't even stand out. So I've spent years understanding how the mind truly works and how, despite what many experts say, I firmly believe intelligence is dynamic and not static. So let's discuss the foundation of IQ first and why most people are wrong about it. A lot of so-called experts claim you can't raise your IQ, and that's utter nonsense. The only way that'd be true is if you were born into a perfectly optimized environment. And maybe you did go to a school that taught you how to think, not just how to regurgitate facts. But let's be real, none of us lived in that perfect world. So because we haven't, we need to actively work on increasing our intelligence. And guess what? It's not nearly as hard as you think. It goes back to fundamentals. You can't build a skyscraper on a porous foundation, right? You need a strong foundation. So this is my pillar number 1, and that's mastering the art of active listening. Let's start with something surprisingly simple, yet tremendously powerful. And it's how to listen correctly. Think about how many arguments you've had or how many misunderstandings, all because someone wasn't listening on the other side. As a business coach, I saw this constantly. People argued about what they thought the question was and not what was actually being said in the words or the subtext. Words have definitions, and definitions matter. I'll cut through all the BS and red tape, though. Here's how to become a truly great listener. Number 1, don't just listen and wait to speak. This is the top killer of communication. I want you to be active. That means tuning out the voices in your head and the distractions, and then truly absorbing what's being conveyed. Number 2, ask a lot of questions. Many people are afraid to ask questions because they fear looking stupid or ignorant. Let me tell you, I'm incredibly ignorant about many things. I don't know how to change a baby's diaper, for example, or cook lasagna. But when I talk to experts, I ask questions. It's how I learn. Number 3, suspend your judgment. Don't mentally interrupt or judge what someone is saying while they're saying it. Let them get to the reasons why their points are valid. How many times have you been interrupted by someone? It's frustrating, right? So give others the respect of full attention and give yourself the opportunity to fully understand before you react. Number 4 is to take notes. If I'm in a meeting or even at the doctor's office, I take notes. It's a lifesaver. You don't have to rely on your perfect memory in every single conversation you have. This leads me to pillar number 2, which is I want you to break the process of reading. Let's talk about how to read intelligently. This isn't about simply understanding the words on the page. It's about breaking the book. Have you ever tried to break a piece of glass? There's a specific way to hit it and a precise point of impact. That's how I want you to approach reading. I'm talking about reading the wrong way. Not passively absorbing, but actively analyzing, notating, and treating the book like it's a treasure map filled with hidden clues. The first tip is to consider the source of everything you're absorbing, whether it's a book, a document, or an online article. Who wrote it? If it's Hal Puthoff or Eric Weinstein, well, I'd give that more credence than if it was some random reporter from The Atlantic. And some of what I might tell you today might be politically incorrect, but I guarantee you'll get value if you stick around to the end. When you're really trying to understand what you're reading, it's important to dig into a few things about the source. Think about if the author has personally solved hard problems. Did they publish papers? Did they actually launch a company that has traction? These different experiences can really shape someone's perspective and make them more authoritative. Next, listen to who actually published the material. Was it a big established publisher or a small independent one? Or maybe just a blog post on a personal website. If you don't think that matters, it absolutely does. I'm often reminded of the case of Aaron Swartz. He was a prominent, if not genius, computer programmer and an internet activist, but he was indicted by the US government for simply downloading academic journals from JSTOR through the MIT network. Now, obviously, the law wouldn't have completely destroyed his life if he had been downloading writings from independent bloggers, right? So this can tell you a lot about the vetting process that information goes through. And speaking of vetting, check for footnotes. If there aren't any, that's a huge red flag. And lastly, pay attention to when it was published. In the age of AI, something published even months ago is ancient information. So this leads me to pillar number 3, sharpening your attention span. Let's tackle this modern epidemic of attention spans. Most people today, even adults, can barely handle a video over 15 seconds long. If you can't stay focused, you can't engage in higher level thoughts because things can't stay in your working memory. So here's how to increase your attention span. Number 1, learn to be comfortable in your own company and in silence. A lot of people can't focus because they can't be still. They crave the constant stimulation of their phone or computer, but these are distractions and artificial dopamine hits. Learn to create a calm environment for yourself. Number 2, develop a special interest. Is there something you can focus on for an hour, 2 hours, or even 3 where time just slides by? That shows you can focus. And the more you engage in these passions, the more you train your brain to concentrate, and then you can incrementally apply that same focus to other pursuits that you might not be as interested in. Number 3 is to understand your body and diet. Sugar and caffeine affect people in different ways, but for some, sugar makes them jittery. For others, it provides energy. Caffeine can make people edgy. But people like me, caffeine doesn't affect me. I drink copious amounts of coffee. So know your body and be aware of what you're eating and how it impacts your attention and your energy levels. Pillar number 4 is to master your mind's language. Just like you can't build a skyscraper without a strong foundation, you cannot create higher level thoughts without proper mental syntax. This is about how you absorb, assimilate, and process information. So how do you do that? Number 1 is to master grammar. This is fundamental. We think with words. And YouTube is a treasure trove of amazing free grammar tutorials from beginner to advanced. Dedicate time to these. It's the building block for clear and articulate thought. Number 2 is expand your vocabulary. The more nuanced your vocabulary, the more precise your speech can be. Make building your vocabulary a way of life. Have fun with it, but don't be pretentious with others. Use words to articulate and be precise like a sniper when you speak. Number 3 is engage with music and math. This might seem random, but these disciplines are incredibly powerful for structuring thought. Math helps with systems and patterns. So does physics. But music does the same. It's about structure, rhythm, and harmony. Albert Einstein is a great example of this. He was obviously the most brilliant physicist, but he was also an avid violinist. He often spoke about how playing music helped him think and even led to breakthroughs in his scientific work. So he even said once that his theory of relativity occurred to him by intuition, and music was a driving force behind that intuition. And if math isn't your strong suit, just double down on language, but don't discount the power of music to open up new pathways in your mind. So pillar number 5 is to design your genius space. Ask yourself, have you created a strong intellectual environment for yourself? Have you found a quiet space that's free from all the domestic disturbances where you feel peaceful? And if it's not at home, maybe it's a library or even a park, somewhere free that you can regularly go to disconnect from external noise. I mean, it's important to engage in daydreams. They're not a waste of time. They are the precursor to every invention and every new idea. They aren't just fantasy. I mean, the Wright brothers imagined flight. Albert Einstein imagined a speed of light. So give yourself time to simply daydream, to create, and surround yourself with other intelligent people. Join groups and pull your intellectual resources. People know things that you don't, and vice versa. So as a friend once told me, if you know accounting and chemistry, they're both systems. So you've already proved you can think in a systems framework. That opened up my own consciousness to applying skills across vastly different domains and being more polymathic voluntarily. So immerse yourself in great literature as well. Read books by authors with impeccable grammar and syntax. Read what you genuinely love also. One of my favorite fiction books is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. It's brilliant, but don't stop expanding. Go to museums, listen to classical music like Wagner and Beethoven. These aren't just hobbies. They're actively helping you stimulate your mind and improve your cognitive abilities without you even realizing it. You can boost your IQ and intelligence. It's not a fixed trait, but the secret lies in sharpening core skills and being an active listener, not just waiting to speak. You do this by asking questions and reserving your own judgment. When you read, go beyond just understanding the words. Critically evaluate the source, the author's background, who published it, and when it was written. Improve your attention span by finding comfortable silence that you can dive deep into your passion. And understand how food like sugar and caffeine might affect your focus. Build strong mental foundations through excellent grammar and rich vocabulary. And don't forget the power of music to help you structure your thinking. And finally, cultivate an intellectual environment around you. Create a quiet space, embrace those daydreams that pop up, and connect with smart people to immerse yourself in other great thoughts with other great thinkers. And remember, it's these small, consistent efforts that truly accumulate into significant intellectual growth. This is called the compound effect. And these changes might seem simple, even lazy at first, but they aren't isolated tricks. These are fundamental building blocks that add up over time. They compound. Think of it like this: a tiny, consistent drop of water will eventually carve through solid granite rock. And in the same way, these small, consistent shifts in how you listen, read, think, and interact with your environment will transform your intelligence. They help you go from where you are to who you can truly be. They are the things that add value to our lives. I truly hope this has helped you see the incredible potential within your own mind. It's not about being born a genius. It's about actively, intelligently, and yes, even lazily working on the foundations of your intellect. If you'd like more insights, click right here on my next video. I hope this helps, and I'm truly passionate to see what you build in the world.